I mean, it could get copied online, that's for sure. But in that case, it would be an advantage for you. Kasi, the more it gets popular, the more valuable the original would become on the market, tama?
Yes.
Because you, the owner of the asset, would have something that proves yung original version is nasa kamay mo. In your digital gallery. That, no, ladies and gents, is the concept of NFT.
Hey, this is QJ, and welcome to the latest episode of Pera and Purpose Podcast, a show about money and meaning. My aim is for you to use money as a tool to live a meaningful life. Yon, and gratitude shoutout ulit kay paring Albert Patsyag. Ayan. Sino ba si paring Albert? Siya ang aking sneaker advisor, and for the last 8 years na ginagamit ko yung sapatos ko. Okay, nag-retire na siya finally. And dahil sa kanya, dahil kay paring Abe, tutulungan niya ako makabili ng kapalit niya in less than 50% off pa. Tapos quality talaga yung nabili kong bagong sapatos. And kung hindi dahil sa kanya, baka napagastos ako or baka maling sapatos yung nabili ko. So, alam nyo, may mga opportunity cost yung mga ganyan. Pagka nagkamali ka ng bili, sayang yung pera, baka it might lead to injury pa. No? So, gusto ko lang sabihin na very grateful ako sa kanya. And siya yung tropa ko since 2008. Mula nag-start ako mag-work sa call center. Kaya, Brad, maraming salamat sa tip na binigay mo. You are my personal sneaker advisor. So, follow him sa Facebook pala ha, tsaka sa YouTube. Meron siyang page na ang pangalan is Philo Talk. Okay? Hindi Philo Talk, Philo Talk. F-I-L-O Talk. T-A-L-K. So, yun. Paring Abet, salamat. Kita-kits ulit. So guys, eto na. Earlier this year, merong digital artwork that was sold for $69 million. Grabe, di ba? And then, meron pang GIF of a flying cat which was sold for tons and tons of money. And then, nung tumagal na tong nasa mid of this year na, may mga memes na na-purchase from left and right. Yung mga memes na akala mo baliwala lang, pero may bumibili pala noon. And hindi yun barya-barya lang. Those are millions of dollars. And just today, itong araw na to, as I am recording this, October 31st, meron nang nakitang LeBron James dunk na naka-auction for $500,000 US dollars. Grabe, di ba? Indeed, non-fungible tokens, also known as NFTs, have become a sensation this 2021. With the sales volume that surged to $10.7 billion in the third quarter of this year, there's really no question that NFTs can be the next biggest thing. So, are NFTs much bigger than just art and other digital collectibles? Is it the new frontier? Or is it just all hype? Di ba? Gusto ko nating malaman yan. Pero disclaimer lang, bago tayo magtuloy, no? Ang information na mapapakinggan nyo or mapapanood nyo dito sa episode na to is not financial advice and is for educational purposes only. All information is of my and my guests' personal opinion. Any decision with cryptocurrencies means you need to DYOR. Do your own research. Okay? So, to discuss more about this NFT craze, I have invited an expert in this subject dahil he is a Tamadroid Global Brand Ambassador. He also wrote articles about cryptocurrencies in philcpa.org since 2019, an ASEAN chartered professional accountant who is based in the UK, and also a financial literacy advocate like Kuya Jay. Yan, he will help us dig deeper on the why behind NFTs. So please, help me welcome Mr. Arlan Vicencio. Woohoo! Bro!
Hey, grabe. LeBron James ka mo, no? $500,000. Grabe naman, LBJ.
Grabe. Dunk lang yun, ha? Hindi pa yun yung unang dunk niya sa buong career niya. Pero grabe, 500,000. Sabi ko, nakita ko kanina. Kasi nag-research na rin ako dyan sa Top Shots na yan eh. Well, it's an NFT, right? So and fan tayo ng basketball. So I just got curious. So yon, kaya sobrang excited ako na invite kita dito dahil when we first met, it's just online, di ba? Nakita ko nag-talk ka rin dun sa isang session ni Coach Randall Chongson. Kaya sabi ko, friend ko to sa Facebook, alam ko eh. So, tinipe ko, nakita ko. Oo nga, siya nga yun, tumpak. So, good thing you were kind enough to give me your time for this conversation to help many Filipinos learn more about NFTs or non-fungible tokens, which is i-explain mo further sa ating discussion. So
Of
before we
course.
begin, kamusta naman? Kamusta naman ang weather dyan? Napaka-typical na question. How's the weather there in UK?
Oo, napaka-British yung question na yun, no? Ngayon maulan and hindi naman yan iba, no? Sa isang araw, siguro 1 to 2 hours talaga expect mo uulan pag nandito ka sa London. At lumalamig na, no? It's autumn season, naglalagas na yung mga leaves, pero lumalamig na talaga, papunta na ng winter, no? And medyo excited ako na umuwi sa totoo lang kasi ayoko ng malamig. Gusto ko mainit. So, tropical season pa rin tayo, no? Punta ako dyan. Bisitahin na lang kita dyan, paring Jay, no? But yeah, thanks for having me here. And hi to all the listeners ng Pera and Purpose Podcast, no? By Kuya Jay. I'm a listener, I'm a fan, and salamat sa lahat ng ginagawa mo, Jay.
Thank you. And salamat sa suporta din, brother. And alam ko, very valuable ang oras mo. Kaya sige, simulan na natin tong discussion natin dahil ako excited na rin malaman pa itong mundo ng NFT. So my first question, brother, always revolves around the question why. Why should people care about NFTs?
Okay. Ganda, no? Kasi kung magsisimula ka lang din, bakit hindi sa why? Okay. Thank you, Jay, no? Siguro, my answer would be short and sweet, no? Why? Why? It may be the future. It may be the future. It may change our lives and or massively disrupt it if hindi pa nangyayari on how we think of intellectual and non-intellectual properties. And, Jay, no, if it fails as an NFT, I'm pretty sure it will definitely shape the future big time. Which is why you have to care.
Oo nga, anything na lalo na ngayon, no, na nagulat talaga ako na when I attended an event dito sa Dubai, I think this was March. Ang topic doon involves NFT, art, collectibles, real estate, even yung mga watches. So kasi yung mga categories na yon usually maliban sa NFT, talagang ito yung mga pinaglalagyan ng pera ng mga mayayaman. And sabi ko, why should we care? Kaming mga retail investors, right? Pero ang napansin ko nga is it can actually disrupt so many industries along the way. And then habang nag-progress nga ito, binabasa ko, nag-research ako before our conversation. Sabi ko, siguro nga dapat siyang bigyan ng attention kasi may opportunities for small investors to at least make a profit out of this if talagang it's within their if it's within their expertise itong type of investment na to. Pero brother, ano ba talaga ang NFT? Maliban sa it's a non-fungible token, which is hindi ko rin masyadong magets ano ba yung first time ko narinig yung words na yan, non-fungible tokens. And can you help us more about understanding those three letters na yon?
Of course. Favorite ko kasi yung sagot na to every time tatanungin ako kung ano yung NFT. No? Kasi I'm a wide reader myself. I'm a fan of reading articles offline and online. And I came across an article written by Malu Bastos. Sabi niya, do we make art for appreciation or for selling? Do we do it for others or do we do it for ourselves? Ganda, no? Ganda. The answer to those questions doesn't really matter. Ito yung pinaka-favorite ko kasi. The point is, whether we want it or not, in the age of internet, people can have it for free. Period. Tama di ba? Tama
Kasi diba, screenshot lang yan
Exactly. Screenshot, save us. You can have replica or photo of $1 million piece of art for free. You can even print it and have it in your bedroom. Tama? So, on the internet, we can have copies and copies of files. At dahil it's super easy to multiply things online, those pieces, unfortunately, lose value. They lose their worth. Pero paano kung may paraan to make a file exclusive? To make it utterly unique? What if you could own something online that you alone, or siguro other people that bought the right to the same thing, would be the verified owner of that asset? I mean, it could get copied online, that's for sure. But in that case, it would be an advantage for you. Kasi, the more it gets popular, the more valuable the original would become on the market, tama?
Yes.
Which you, the owner of the asset, would have something that proves yung original version is nasa kamay mo. In your digital gallery. That, ladies and gents, is the concept of NFT. It is a digital code. Like copyright authentication, which verifies that a particular asset is original. Actually, better said nga, Jay, it is a seal of authenticity. But
Okay.
the difference is that this seal comes in the form of a token, token, and it's hosted on the powering technology, you know it already, blockchain. So, simply put, it's a digital ownership, an asset that you control kasi nasa iyo ang private keys niyan, where everybody can easily verify kasi nasa blockchain.
I see. So talagang it will prove the authenticity and right of ownership is ikaw lang talaga.
Tama.
Dahil dun
That's
sa
because of the
code na yun.
blockchain. That's because of the blockchain. And if we could just siguro highlight ano ba yung importance ng blockchain, siguro mas maganda kung dugtungan ko siya. Blockchain kasi napakasimpleng concept niyan pero napaka-komplikado at the back end, no? Napakasimpleng concept simply because I just want you to think of an accounting ledger. Meaning everything na gusto mong isulat dahil yun yung value na lumabas at pumasok, 'di ba? Accounting ledger ang pagsusulatan nun. So, before, we're used to putting values into paper. Diba? The price that you bought, magkano, at binenta mo, inventory, nasa papel. And then nagkaroon ng Excel, Microsoft, and then may Google Sheet na nasa cloud. Tama? Eh ngayon, blockchain. And, this blockchain-registered NFTs solve the problems of digital piracy and high cost of financial intermediation. Kasi mawawala yung gitna, mawawala yung middleman.
wala yung middleman. Yeah.
Just among others, making a new type of economy feasible. One that is governed not by traditional trust validators, but by those who produce and create value. Kasi, kung tutusin, ang very definition ng NFTs, tokenized version lang naman ng asset which are unique and non-interchangeable. It differs from cryptocurrencies that serve either as a medium of exchange of a utility token for which are fungible, meaning hindi unique and can be interchangeable.
Okay. So kung i-ano ko tong si NFT, let's say ito, mayroon akong book na ito, book ni Stephen Covey, itong First Things First. Kunyari lang na to, no? Pwedeng maraming nag-release ng kopya nito, right? And anyone can have a copy of this. Pero let's say itong book na to, ito yung unang book na sinulat niya for this particular one. And then may nakalagay dito yung signature niya, yung talagang proof na siya yung nagsulat nun. It makes this book highly valuable versus the other books that were published.
Correct.
Kasi, 'di ba? Kasi nga may authenticity na ito yung first book na ginawa niya. And then yung meron ka ngayon is just yung pwedeng hindi man replica but rather yung freely na pinublish ng mga publishers and hindi siya yung something na may pirma niya and all. So it makes this certain book na to more pricey versus the usual ones. Tama? Ganun talaga, ganun yung purpose ni NFT. I mean, to have that point na sa itong certain ownership for this particular asset.
Tama kasi it's unique. Ngayon, hindi ka papayag, di ba, na palitan ko yan ng same na libro ng walang pirma kasi magkaiba yun. Tama?
Magkaiba yun. It's not the same book kasi nga wala dyan yung pirma ng author na yun. Okay. Tama. So, ganun ko siya naintindihan. Okay. Kasi dati parang, nung una kong attend dun sa seminar, ano ba pinagsasabi dun? Non-fungible, fungible na to. So, basta pag sinabing fungible, it's easily replicated. Tama. Like, ito nga, isa pa yung pera natin, right? Itong nakikita nyo to. Madali siyang i-replicate. Pero, pagdating sa NFTs, it can probably, di ba, may sinabi nga din na pwedeng mag-release lang ng 5 or 10 lang, depende dun sa discretion nung pinaka-gumawa, nung creator nung token na yon. Pero, meron siyang proof of ownership or meron siyang code na nilagay doon na kayong 10 or 5 lang yung may access sa, kayo lang yung 10 or 5 tao na meron talagang right of ownership dito sa asset class na to.
Yeah.
Kahit picture nyo na iba or what.
Tama, Jay, no? Actually, kung hindi na nga tayo lalayo, think of yourself na lang, di ba? You are a non-fungible good. Tama? Kasi wala kang katulad eh.
Wala kang katulad, yes.
Nakakatakot yun kapag sinabi mo fungible ka kasi pwede pa kitang palitan.
Ang ganda nung sinabi mo na yun, brother. I think yan yun. Yan yung pinakamagandang definition ng NFT na pwedeng may kambal ka, identical twins kayo, pero magkaibang tao pa rin kayo. That makes you na isa kang non-fungible tao. Okay.
Tama. Kaya yung mga nang-iwan sa inyo, isipin nyo fungible sila.
Oh God! Are you confused about your finances? I know you want to change for the better pero di mo alam kung saan ka magsisimula. anong dapat mong gawin, and sinong dapat mong lapitan. Yan din ang naging problema ko nung nag-decide akong ayusin ang finances ko. At dahil hindi ko alam ang mga sagot sa tanong na yan, I got scammed, I bought unnecessary expensive financial products, and lost money for not knowing how to invest properly. So, if you are an overseas Filipino or someone who wants to improve your financial situation, I want you to visit my website, that's jadriantolentino.com, to get free resources on how you can start your journey towards financial independence. Again, that's jadriantolentino.com. So, paano? Kita-kits! So, ngayon, gusto ko malaman, bro, no? Nabanggit na natin kanina yung mga, anong tawag dito, yung NBA Top Shots, parang video, ayan. And then meron mga digital arts. Ano pa ba iba-ibang klase ng NFTs right now?
Okay. What are the different types, so to speak, no? Okay. More of sa ngayon kasi umiikot talaga yung mundo ng NFT sa collectibles, no? Sa collectibles,
okay.
So the digital artworks. But as you know, the Top Shots, 'di ba, videos 'yan. Parang a parcel of a video, a dunk, 'di ba? A layup, a 3-point. And may mga naririnig ka na siguro na naglalabas pa kunti-kunti ng music na tinokenize, di ba?
Yeah.
The very famous, siguro sino bang hindi nakakaalam nito, the first tweet ng founder mismo ng Twitter na si Jack Dorsey. Yung tweet niya, in-NFT niya at binenta niya, di ba? Kaya, bro, itong episode na to, i-NFT natin to.
I-NFT ko to Teka nga, imimint natin to.
Imimint natin to. No? And of course, no, the gaming assets. Yan ang very popular ngayon, di ba? The gaming assets. That's just, di ba, among the popular categories. And to be completely frank, napakalaki pa ng pwedeng mangyari sa space kasi nagsisimula pa lang, no? Infancy pa lang tayo, very nascent, napakabago pa lang. And I could think of 1, 2, 3 sectors na pwedeng ma-revolutionize ng industry kung magpa-prosper ang NFT as it is sa ngayon.
Oo, kasi ang gusto ko tong idea ng NFT kasi let's say sa mga properties, 'di ba? Lalo ako, very fan ako ng real estate investments. I think may gumawa na nga ata nito if tama yung pagkakabasa ko before. Yung ownership nitong bahay na to is mas madaling mapaprocess yung proof na ikaw yung may-ari, ganyan, because of these NFTs. Pero eto ba, may nabasa rin ako isang klase ng cryptocurrency na baka same siya ng work. Is it parang ano ba to? Yung ADA ba yun? Is it Cardano ba yun? Or if that's the thing. So, is it something similar to that pagka ginawa mo siya NFT tapos real estate, or it will be totally be different?
Okay. Napakaganda ng point na yun, no, Jay, kasi one of the real-world applications, so to speak, real-world meaning yung buong industry kasi i-revolutionize mo, no? I'm not saying hindi pa na-revolutionize through the entertainment industry kasi may gaming, may art, di ba? Pero yung malawakang impact niya is pwede mangyari sa real estate simply because yung tatamaan niya, isipin mo mabuti, all houses, kung tutuusin, hindi naman pare-pareho, di ba? May kanya-kanya attributes yan. So,
Yes.
it could meet the definition ng non-fungible. And when you sort of tokenize it, aalisin mo lahat ng intermediary sa gitna, mas mabilis mong maibibenta, maibi-verify yung transaction ng real estate. Which is why it's a very, 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 very hot topic today. At sobrang daming nag-aaral niyan ngayon. For them, no, to be able to implement in the near future, paano i-tokenize ang real estate sector.
Would that be similar sa smart contracts?
Okay.
NFT smart contracts?
Sige, siguro atrasan natin yun, no, Jay? Kasi pag sabi ng smart contracts, ang NFT itself is a smart contract. So, dineploy mo kasi yung NFT sa back-end, which is the blockchain. So, nabanggit mo kanina Cardano, no, which ang native token, coin niya is the ADA. Now, si Cardano, what he wants to do is to be able to deploy smart contracts sa loob ng Cardano ecosystem. And one of the smart contracts na pwede mong i-deploy is yung mga NFTs. So, in the future, kung gusto mong i-tokenize ang real estate, you could opt, no, to choose Cardano as the blockchain or the ecosystem. Pwede mong ilagay doon. Pwede mong i-tokenize. Kunwari, nagtitinda ka, for instance, no, ng isang buong subdivision, and siguro naisip mo, para mas mapabilis kung maibenta to, di na ako lumapit sa intermediary. And for them to be able to verify very quickly sino nang may-ari, ilan yung binibenta ko, i-deploy ko kaya, i-tokenize ko kaya each of my houses, doon mismo sa ecosystem, say, Cardano. Pwede yun. But the complications arise. Alam mo kung saan, Jay?
Saan?
Sa financing na. Kasi,
I
di ba, as
see.
we all know, hindi
Oo.
naman lahat yan magbabayad ng cash.
Oo nga.
Yan, dahan babayaran. So, paano yun? How do we go over about it? Yan ang inaaral ngayon. Paano yung mortgage? Paano
Oo
kapag
nga.
may default? Paano pag may gustong bumili na part ownership? Yan yung mga
Yeah.
inaaral ngayon. And
Interesting.
sooner or later, yan ang future ng real estate. At least for me, in my opinion.
Wow, grabe, kinikilabutan ako kasi sobrang excited na ako mangyaring araw na ganyan. Dahil nga, I'm in the real estate industry right now and sabi ko, ang daming documents, ang daming papel, ang daming pinagdadaan ng proseso just to verify itong tao na to is siya yung magiging owner na itong property na to. Ang dami, napakasimple para tignan mo. Pero napaka-complicated dun nga sa back end and I really want this technology to succeed para maiwasan na itong mga ganitong mga bagay kasi delays are also delays are also costly. May pressure diyan. And pag inalis natin 'yan, yung middleman na yan, yung nagko-cost ng delay na ganyan through NFTs or other smart contracts, then it makes it much easier and much cheaper yung isang transaction. Grabe. So, grabe. Exciting times ahead of us, definitely. Ngayon, we're talking about I want to discuss NFTs as investments, bro. So, ano ba ang is NFT truly is a form of investment for you?
Okay. Ganito na lang, no? Kaibigang Jay. It actually depends, no? On what you consider as an investment kasi. Kasi people with a varying definition, di ba? What they consider as an investment. So, siguro, daling ko siya sa point of view ng ano ba yung magagawa mo sa NFT and then ikaw na mismo sumagot kung investment ba yun para sa'yo. So, you could collect it, di ba? You could collect it.
Yeah.
And kung gaming assets yan na tinokenize, you could use it in game. But, ultimately, if you want to make a profit out of it, you could flip it. You could sell it. And you could rent it out. Pwede mo siyang i-rent.
Wow.
In that sense, pwede mong sabihin na it functions as an investment. Tama? Pero sabi ko nga, ibabalik ko sa'yo, what do you consider as an investment?
Oo nga. And naalala ko yung tanong na yan kasi I asked this question as also kay Aya Laraya. Sabi niya sa akin, anything na, ang investment is something na it's, you're trading something that's good today in exchange of something greater or better in the future. Sabi ko, oo nga, no, yung pala talagang investment. Like, in any other forms, it can be, ibang, it can be time, it can be an asset, it can be anything that you think of that will give you so much benefit in the future can be called as an investment. Kasi ako, I've placed money in NFTs through Axie Infinity. Kasi, yun nga, I believe na yung play to earn na model right now will transform yung gaming industry. Kasi before, I used to play games din eh. I'm an avid gamer in the past. And sabi ko, kung itong technology na to is nandun na nung college ako, baka mas pinurso ko yung gaming. Kasi nandun ako, yun yung family computer days pa, naglalaro na ako eh. Kaya, yun yung ano ko, na itong pinaglagay ko ng pera ngayon, I will do something better for me in the future. Although nung tiningnan ko bumaba yung value nung Axis nitong past few months, pero it's still giving pa rin naman yung mga small profits that would give me some pwede niya mabawi in the next couple of months. So I would consider that as a form of investment. Pero again, it took me like 4 years before I tried putting money in cryptocurrencies. And ang una kong talagang pinaglagyan was yung ETH, yung Ethereum. Kasi naniniwala ako dun sa pinaka-blockchain niya eh. I didn't put money in Bitcoin, pero I put money dun sa Ethereum, which I'm glad that I did. So, yun.
Alam mo, nabanggit mo kanina, no? If only you knew na magiging popular yung P2E ngayon, sana pinurso mo na 100% or 102% yung gaming na oras mo before, no? But sabi nga, no, hindsight is always 2020. Di wala naman nakakaalam, di ba, kung ano mangyari in the future. Sabi ko nga, yung mga nagtatanong sa akin about NFT games before, who would have thought, di ba? Before, ang nangyayari, you pay to win. Meaning, para manalo ka sa isang competitive game, bibili ka ng magandang skin, bibili ka ng resources na magpapalakas ng attributes mo. But now, di ba, lalaruin mo lang yung game and then you'll be compensated for it. Kasi meron ng play to earn. Who would have thought, di ba? Who would
Kaya
have
nga.
thought? Hindsight is always 2020, which is why the future is really exciting, so to speak.
Sobrang excited na nga talaga ako nung nakita ko tong bagong style na to or technology na to, lalo na through NFTs. So kanina you've already mentioned yung mga yung paano ba nagkakaroon ng pera through NFTs, like you mentioned flipping, or you also mentioned selling it for a higher price in the future. Ngayon, sino ba ang nagde-determine ng value ng isang NFT para masabi na mas mataas na siya compared to before? Is there someone who regulates it, or ang value nito is depending on the one who's seeing it, or value is beauty is in the eye of the beholder nga, sabi nila, right? So ganun din ba sa mundo ng NFT?
Okay. Simulan ko doon, no?
Aha.
Kasi sabi mo nga, no? In arts yan, kung
In
totoo.
arts, yes.
Art,
Oo,
no?
oo.
The beauty is in the eyes of the beholder. Sabi nga, pakitaan mo ng painting yung dalawang tao, yung isa sasabihin ng pangit niya, yung isa napakaganda, pero parehong-pareho lang yun. So, no? Bago natin pag-usapan yung value, yung price muna. Kasi price and value are two different concepts.
Yes.
Price, no? Price. Yung may price tag, yung numbers na nakikita mo. It's still market-driven, just like any other asset class, no? Ang question, kaninong mata? Kaninong mga mata yan? Sino may-ari ng mga mata na yon? At anong klaseng mata meron sila? Diba? Market forces, but mostly whales. Who are the real movers and shakers of the price? Sabi ko nga, just like in any capital market, sila naman talaga yun. Now, punta tayo na lang. It's very important that we distinguish, no, price from value. Kasi, sabi ko nga kanina, the price is what you see as a tag. Yun yung label. And yes, imputed ang mga assumptions dyan and risks sa price. But, we all know how some assets can be over or undervalued.
Yes.
So, diligence has to be observed. What makes one valuable? Perspective. Always perspective. Hindi ba lahat doon naman nagsisimula, Jay? When you buy something valuable to you and you believe it to be of value, perspective yun eh. Diba? Perspective yun eh. And it differs from one person to another. Sino mas madami? Sino mas malaki? That determines the price.
I see. And you mentioned kanina yung term na whales. By the way, in layman's term, yung whales, yun yung mga bigati na mga tao na nag-i-invest talaga dun sa isang pwedeng stock, pwedeng mutual fund, or pwedeng crypto. And sila yung mga nagmo-move nung needle nung price ng isang asset class. Okay, whales, yan yung mga siguro, sabi mo na si Elon Musk, yung mga
Jay
ganyang
Tolentino.
in the future, magiging whales din tayo. Ngayon, ano muna tayo? Dolphin. And gusto ko yung about perspective, kasi there are asset types na talagang valued by many people as something na they wanna hold on to, and there are also some people na ayaw naman nilang hawakan. And I also wanna say na dapat talaga if you're putting money dito sa NFT, no, yung value nito would depend kung ano yung ito nakakatawa, no, wordplay siya, parang yung value niya depends on your inner values. So parang
Nice.
'di ba, na parang okay, itong bang bibilin ko na to, is it really related sa aking core value as an individual? Kasi again, ang program natin is about using money as a tool to live a meaningful life. So if ganun ba yung is it something related to that, 'di ba? So mga self-reflective na questions yung lagi kong ginagawa before I start investing. Yung siguro sa Axie, parang sabi ko, ba't ko pa lalagay ng pera tong Axie? Kasi well, ako naniniwala ako sa value ng gaming, kasi nung time na I was siguro parang patapon yung buhay ko, I used gaming as a way of escape, as a way of learning new things. Kaya sabi ko, I believe na makakatulong to sa sa mga tao pa rin eventually. So, it's one of the things that I asked before I put money there. So, kanina, you already mentioned na yung value and price is driven by the market or the whales, pwedeng ganon. And yung regulation naman, is this something na regulated or talagang decentralized pa rin to? Kasi at the end of the day, it's still a cryptocurrency, right?
Okay. Sige. It's a controversial topic, no, Jay? And the straight answer is no. As of the moment, the entire NFT of course, the crypto space, yun naman yung pangkalahatan yan, is largely unregulated. But it will come. It will come. This may sound paradoxical, Jay, kasi decentralization pinag-uusapan natin, tapos bigla may regulation. Ano yun? But, kasi naniniwala ako, no? Ako to, for the space to achieve mass adoption, it needs regulation. Or so I believe, sabi ko nga. Why? Kasi you have to give the stakeholders some form of protection. And it's only possible when there's an oversight board. Hindi po pwede na lahat kayo sa loob is experimental. Kasi walang nagre-regulate. It's too early, no? It's too early. Napaka-bata pa ng space. We're still in the infancy stage. So, we will see how it goes. Sana lang, masimulan na yung malawakang discussion between the players and the regulators just so we can progress accordingly.
Sabagay, tama kasi kung hindi siya magiging regulated, ang parang risk niya din diyan is maraming mai-scam eh. Like what's happening right now, ang daming gumagamit ng mga NFTs, cryptocurrencies para mang-scam ng mga tao, and dahil hindi nga siya regulated, walang poprotekta sa investor, 'di ba? And I think it's one of the risks that is involved sa ganito. Kaya gusto ko sana ring malaman, bro, no? Ano ba ang risks sa pag-i-invest dito sa NFTs? Number one is hindi siya regulated, and ano pa ba yung mga ibang pwedeng risks niyan?
Sige. Siguro before I tackle yung risk niyan, kwentuhan ko muna kayo. No?
Ayan, sige.
Kasi surely you've seen Charlie Bit My Finger. YouTube, yung kinagat yung finger.
Bit my finger. Ganun, hindi ko makuha.
Diba? It was deleted and NFT'd for almost $1 million. Grabe yun, diba? And then there's sabi ko kanina, the famous Jack Dorsey, founder of Twitter, who sold yung first tweet niya for 2.9 million. Tapos nabanggit mo kanina, Beeple, si Mike Winkelmann, his everydays, the first 5,000 days, the most expensive NFT sold to date and one of the most expensive artworks that have ever been sold. That's a staggering $69 million. And ang pinaka nakakatuwa kasi doon, actually, from an NFT enthusiast, that's true Christie. Si Christie kasi, isa sa pinakamalaki at pinaka-prime na art auction house in the world. Ibig sabihin, the fact na ginawa niya yun, naniniwala siya sa space. Ngayon, nung nakaraan lang, there's a news that came out na hindi ko masyadong binili. I didn't buy into it, no? CryptoPunk number 9998. Part of a collection of 10,000 NFTs na binenta before was sold for 530 million last October 28. $500 million yon, Jay. Pero, ito nakakatawa, no? Kahit yung news na naglalabas nun, naka-quote-unquote yung word na sold. So, hindi sila naniniwala. Kasi, it was believed to be a publicity stunt.
Baka nga.
The owner trying to drive the price up. Diba? Yun yan diba? So, the reason, ba't ko siguro binanggit yun, kasi these are risky propositions if you're watching from the background. Tama? But as for putting money in NFTs, ikaw naglagay ka ng pera. Sabi mo kanina, siguro nasagot mo sa sarili mo, investment yan. Mostly, financial risk. Number one, the market risk. Diba? In terms of the prices, the wild swings, and when you sort of loaned your NFT, may credit risk. Pwede mag-default yung pinautang mo, especially when the market collapse. And most importantly, liquidity risk. Kasi if you wanna exit, meron kang exit strategy, you wanna sell your NFT, you wanna flip it, pero walang takers kasi illiquid yung market, di ba? Assuming it's the other way around, hindi nagkaroon ng collapse, nag-boom pa nga. Pero the market gets so saturated na lahat na nagbibenta, di ka na maka-exit sa investment mo. Those are the risks, diba? Those are the risks. But of course, there are also other risks like cybersecurity. Pwedeng ma-penetrate, diba? Yung account mo. Mawala lahat ng nasa wallet mo, so to speak.
Yes.
IP rights, intellectual property rights. Kasi yung iba, nangungopia, although, sabi ko nga kanina, largely unregulated ang space, pwedeng i-get yung konsepto ng intellectual property kapag ka nangungopia ka na ng mga protektadong, diba? Intellectual properties. And ito, yung pinaka for me, risk is the risk of losing yourself in the process.
Oh my God.
Kasi
Nilamong ka
di ba,
na ng
baka
NFT.
masyado ka na nakadokdok, di ba? Masyado
Oo.
ka nang nag-all-in, nasira na yung sarili mo, hindi mo na nakilala pagka atras mo, kasi kunain ka na ng sistema. So that's a
Yeah.
risk.
Eh, paano mo mapipigilan yun if, let's say isa ka sa mga nakakuha ng, let's say, bawa yung Axie ngayon, yung mga meta versions niyan, di ba, nagmamahal yung pera niya, yung value niya, yung price niyan. Paano mo iwasan yun? Kasi I think this is more on behavioral na pinag-usapan natin dito eh. And
Okay. Sagutin ko yan.
it's a huge risk talaga. I
Tama.
have to agree with that. So
Tama. Sagutin ko yan.
anong tip yung pwede mong mabigay sa atin para maiwasan ng mga Filipino siya? Kasi common yan sa atin eh, lalo na
Of
sa mga
course.
younger generations.
Of
Nakita na,
course.
oy, kumita ko dito. I think I can double the money. I can make more money out of this by doing it.
Yeah.
I'm so great.
Isa lang
Ganyan.
sagot ko, Jay. Makinig sila sa Pera and Purpose podcast.
Gusto ko yan. Alam mo, well, ayoko naman sabihin na yes, makinig kayo dito or sa other podcast. Pero kasi napansin ko bro ha, I was chatting with a young entrepreneur last week. And may sabi niya sa akin na yung kakilala niya is investing on cryptocurrencies. And ang laki ng pera nilalagay nila doon. And sabi ko sa kanila, well, I don't want you to experience the same failures that I had dahil sa mga ganyang klase ng investments. Kasi younger generations, when I was in your age, talagang sobrang all in, sobrang labas ng pera kasi nga alam ko, naniniwala ko na this is an investment. Pero without proper financial foundations, wala kang core, wala kang why, mahihirapan ka kasi eventually pwedeng kumikita ka for the next 7-8 years, pero on the 9th year you lose it all, then wala na, sira ka na, right? As an individual, pwedeng gano'n yung mangyari sa'yo. Kaya ang sinasabi natin dito is NFT can definitely be one of the best investments right now, pero you don't have to lose yourself during that process na inaaral mo siya or kumikita ka sa kanya. Kaya it can be a form of investment, pero again, you don't have to lose yourself during that process. And siguro ito, let's say na yung nakikinig right now would want to invest na or want to buy an NFT for themselves. Saan ba sila pwedeng bumili nito, no?
Okay. Napakaraming marketplaces, Jay, no? And for gaming assets, yun naman ang pinakasikat. Siyempre, yung developers would have their own marketplaces, di ba? For instance, Axie nga, di ba? Axie has his own marketplace. So the Axies are sold, di ba? Doon sa mismong marketplace niya. Ngayon, for the others, meaning the artwork, for instance, no? Or the other collectibles, it depends on what blockchains. Kasi kanya-kanyang blockchains, may kanya-kanya na marketplaces. So, ang pinakamalaki ngayon, which is of course doon ko gusto laging magsimula kapag beginner pa lang, kasi it has educational sabi natin materials na pwede mong basahin. OpenSea, no? OpenSea. Ang NFTs na naka-deploy doon is nasa Ethereum and Polygon blockchains, no? Two of the biggest yan. So, kapag doon mo gustong bumili sa NFT ng mga blockchains na yon, pwede ka sa OpenSea. And of course, Binance, sino bang di nakakakilala, no? Nag-launch sila ng sarili nila kasi laki na nila eh.
Laki nila dito sa UAE eh.
Ayan yung risk ng Binance eh. Kumbaga masyado siyang lumaki agad, no? Ang dami niya ng binibentang produkto, kaya nagalit ang regulator eh. Kung tutusin, kumbaga, lechugas to ang laki na, hindi na namin control diba? And you would, of course, diba, read about how Binance are being taken down sa Singapore.
Yeah.
Diba? So, yun nga, pagka Binance Smart Chain naman, meron yan sa Binance. Kapag nandun yung NFTs na gusto mo, et cetera, no? And other, siguro, exchange markets like FTX, isa sa pinakamalaking crypto exchange market yan. And later this year, brother, no? Coinbase. Wow. Who, by the way, no? Coinbase, by the way, has more than 2 million in waiting list. Hindi pa nagsisimula, may 2 million ng taong nag-sign up para bumili at mag-mint. Grabe yun hindi pa nagsisimula. 2 million na katao na yung nagsulat. So,
grabe. Yun. And you mentioned about minting, no? So, can you expound ano ba yung definition ng minting? Is it a way para makapagbenta ka or para makabili, right? So,
okay, sige, sure. Minting, no? My wife, no? To be, kasi hindi pa kami kasal. My best friend, my partner in life. Dinidiscuss lang namin to kagabi actually. Sabi ko, Ano kaya mapapasimple yung word na minting kung sakasakaling tatanungin ako ni Jay? Sinortas ko na tatanungin mo sa akin yan. Tapos, so nagdi-discuss kami, sabi niya, hindi ba parang ano lang yan? Nag-post ka sa marketplace. Tama eh. Kasi tingnan mo when you sort of mint something, ang ginagawa mo, tinotokenize mo siya. Minimint mo kasi, lalagay mo siya as NFT, no? At ang gusto mong gawin, basically, ang first mo is ibenta siya. So nilalagay, pinopost mo siya sa marketplace. However, when you mint something, you have to be wary of the gas fee that you need to pay. Bakit? Kasi lalagay mo siya sa loob. And when you talk of lalagay mo siya sa loob ng blockchain. Pag nilagay mo siya sa loob ng blockchain, you have to pay for the gas fee. At ngayon, ang mahal ng gas fee. So, sobrang latest nitong figure na ibibigay ko sa'yo. No? So, kagabi lang. Para recent yung data na ibibigay ko sa inyo. Sabi ko, try ko kaya mag-mint ulit. No? Subukan ko lang. Lagay ko. Para alam ko yung latest ba na gas fee. And gawa ko ng bagong account para alam ko yung bago is ito yung first na i-price sa'yo. Alam mo ba, Jay, no? Nag-upload lang ako ng simpleng JPEG, no? So to speak, na drawing. Ang sinisingil sa akin ng OpenSea, sa Ethereum ko siya dinedeploy, is $370. I-mint ko lang yun, ilalagay ko lang siya sa loob. $370. Oh my God. Ang mahal nun! Diba? I-mint mo lang siya ilalagay mo lang siya sa loob But that's because of the congestion. Ibig sabihin, napakarami na kasing NFT sa loob. Ang daming transaction na nangyayari sa loob. So, yeah, that's minting, no? You sort of create it inside the blockchain as an NFT.
So, pag minted na siya, pwede na siya ibenta, right?
Yes, pwede na siya ibenta.
So, kung considering na ang capital mo dito is yun nga, 18,500 pesos yung katumbas 300, something na na dollars. So, dapat pala, kung magagawa ka ng isang klase kasi ngayon more on artwork hindi pala ako pwede dyan kasi wala ako marunong mag-drawing wala akong pwedeng i-mint. Oh my God. Maliban dito sa yung content ko siguro is mataas yung demand and i-mint ko siguro baka sabihin ko ibebenta ko to ng $500 kung may bibili man, right? Baka yun pwede pa. May pwede kang ibenta. So in reality sa panahon ngayon, konti lang ba talaga ang nagme-make profit sa NFTs? Kasi I think may mga artists lang na kokonti ang talagang nagkakaroon ng pera out of this if tama yung understanding ko.
Okay, that's a good question, no? Kumbaga, hindi ko masasagot kung napakarami ba ang artist na hindi kumikita na since nag-deployed sila sa NFT space, no? But what I could say is people could lose money. Why? Kasi when you mint, you have to pay the gas fee. Pero paano pag di mo nabenta yon? You're essentially losing money. Tama? Yeah. But then, on the flip side, kung yun yung capital mo, ibig sabihin yun yung pinakamababang presyo na pwede mo siyang ibenta para lang kumita ka. Plus, dapat mark up mo yung service fee kasi may tax pa yun na service fee, no?
Tama.
Ibig sabihin, that's the floor price. So, ibig sabihin, pwedeng mas malaki pa doon yung kitahin mo. Ngayon, it all boils down to marketing na. How do you market? Diba? And it applies to everything in the marketplaces. How do you market?
Yung pala ang napaisip ako bigla. So hindi ako basta-basta pwede lang. Kasi yung next na tanong ko is para kanino ba tong sino ang best fit for NFTs as investment? So let's say ako, yung sinasabi ko kanina, I'm trying to sell. I'm not trying to invest, right? So naisip ko hindi pala ako pwede dito. Wala akong artistic side or what, maliban sa podcast or what. So ngayon, if I'm an investor, sino sa tingin mo yung best fit for this particular investment for NFTs?
Sige, napaisip ako dyan, Jay, no? But siguro, let's provide some context para mas mapag-usapan natin siya na mas maayos, no? Context being, sino ba yung currently naglalagay ng pera? No? Sino currently naglalagay ng pera? So I would say, no, believers and speculators alike, naniniwala at saka nag-speculate lang. Those who have a lot of money, but sadly, also those who want to have a lot of money pero konti lang ang money. Pero, to answer the thesis, yung question mo, sino ba yung fit for NFT? Dalawa lang siguro yung criteria ko. And it would always be my criteria as in all other investment vehicle. Number one, those who have knowledge. And number two, those who can afford to lose his or her capital. Kasi applicable naman yan sa lahat di ba?
Grabe, oo nga, no? Knowledge is very important. Parang sa akin din, those who want to invest money, dapat alam nila yung pinapasok nila. Number two, they have to be ready. When you say ready, built na yung foundation nila. Walang utang, maluwag yung cash flow, may emergency fund, may insurance. Yun na, and most importantly, may purpose. Hindi lang yung basta naglagay lang kasi out of hype. Pwedeng yung iba, naglalagay ng pera sa ganyang bagong klase ng investments to learn. So I would consider that as an investment in learning. Ganun ko siya ipa-prime or ganun ko siya i-wire sa isip ko. Pero in terms of other types of investments, like let's say talagang gusto ko itong paglagyan ng pera para lumago or maging wealth building tool siya in the future, baka hindi pa sa ngayon kasi like yung na-discuss natin, no, hindi yata ako pwedeng committed dito in a way na pagbebenta ako ng art form kasi hindi yun yung strength ko as an individual. Pwedeng naglagay ako ng pera dito kasi I believe, like sabi mo, believers and speculators ako. I believe dun sa P2E na business model. So I want to be part of that movement. Kaya naglagay ko ng pera dito. And also, naniniwala din ako dun sa Ethereum blockchain. Kaya naglagay ako ng pera and ewan ko, by grace of God, may kinita ako doon. Pero hindi ko siya nilalabas kasi nga, more on of me showing support doon sa technology na probably in a decade or two, talagang maging useful na siya sa sobrang daming tao kasi naniniwala ako doon sa technology ng Ethereum as a whole. Kung nasan yung majority of the NFTs right now. Tama?
Yep. Very high
Okay.
conviction asset kasi kung tutuusin, kung matuturing natin siyang isang separate asset class, no, yung crypto space as a whole, NFT included, no. If you're not convicted, meaning hindi ka naniniwala, huwag kang maglalapag ng pera.
Okay. Kaya kanina may disclaimer tayo dito na itong conversation natin is only educational purpose, no? Aralin ninyo mabuti kasi yung pinag-usapan namin dito ni Bro Arlan is yung perspective namin. Pwedeng mali kami, pero pwedeng tama din sa inyo o pwedeng iba yung tingin niyo about this. Kaya wag niyo basta lang i-base yung judgment ninyo on putting money here based dito sa napakinggan ninyo. You really have to do your own research. So, ganun yung mga ganung klase ng investments like NFTs. So ngayon, as we are almost coming to a close na, some of my few questions about NFTs. Ito, ang very recent na nangyari this week lang is yung rebranding ng Facebook to Meta. 'Di ba? Kasi parang nabasa ko sa isang article na maglalagay ata sila ng $10 billion sa third quarter of this year para nga i-boost yung kanilang metaverse, yung parang gusto nilang i-adapt yung technology na yon. Ngayon, sa tingin mo ba, bro, may malaking impact ito sa mga NFTs?
Okay, sige. I think siguro the shortest answer na maibibigay ko dyan is it opens up the door to billion plus people. Ilan ba users ng Facebook,
Oo,
di ba?
grabe, dami.
In the founder's letter, written by Zuckerberg himself, ang sabi niya, we're still bringing people together. Yan pa rin yung core namin, yun yung ethos namin. We're still the company that designs technology around people. It's not the other way around. And ito yung pinakamalupit, no? We are now metaverse first, not Facebook first. So kumbaga ang forecast niya talaga is mangyari yung metaverse in the near future. Wow. Which is why nagde-design siya ng technology para mangyari yun. To bring people to work together para mangyari yun. Ngayon, atrasan lang natin, no? I started my journey with Bitcoin. Nagsha-shadow lang ako nun sa NFTs kasi hindi ako naniniwala sa NFTs before. Sabi ko, outright bubble. No? CryptoPunks, no? JPEG, 10,000 yung initial collection. Tapos, ang mahal. Sabi ko, does it make sense? Tapos may CryptoKitties, nagbe-breed ka lang ng cat. Diba? And that CryptoKitties was basically the basis kung ba't nangyari yung Axie Infinity in 2018, 2019 yan. So, sabi ko, ano nangyari sa space? And then, makakarinig ako, Nike released their crypto kicks, LBA, their Top Shots, Sorare, yung soccer, Taco Bell for Taco Art. Naku, hindi na ako magugulat, brother, no? If Disney probably is silently making their headway, and who knows, no? Would create their own NFT marketplace or partner with prominent exchange names, and who knows, baka Facebook. Hindi natin.
Kasi kung titignan mo nga, no, nung ginawa ng Facebook nung ginawa ni Mark Zuckerberg ang Facebook, parang gumawa na rin siya ng isang metaverse in itself dahil, di ba, na-connect niya yung mga tao through social media. And parang siguro gagawin niya lang dahil it's I think it's a perfect timing for a rebrand kasi nga sa mga nangyayari sa kanila ng mga whistleblowers na lumalabas na ganyan. Puwedeng very useful sa kanila 'yun, eh, and ang dami na rin nag-i-interested sa NFT. Isipin mo 'no, parang inisip ko lang ngayon, virtual reality na ito na yung Facebook ngayon, rebranded as Meta. And hindi na lang basta browser lang yung makikita mo dito but also an experience of a different kind of world, 'di ba?
Yep.
So, grabe iba lang yung puwedeng mangyari in the future. And then yung mga advertisements, doon mo na makikita mismo sa hindi lang siya basta banner type lang but talagang yung virtual na billboard. Siguro yun nai-imagine ko right now dito sa usage ng NFTs and pag-transition ng Facebook sa Meta. So,
Yes. Baka nga may basketball na game sa loob ng Facebook, brother, tapos pwede na tayo maglaro. Nandyan ka sa Dubai, nandito ako sa London, pero magkalaro tayo, di ba?
oo nga, grabe yun. Ibang highest level ng ano na yun, social media. Social meta na yun, no? Okay. Grabe. Okay, so ito na. I think ito yung pinaka gusto kong final question dito sa ating conversation eh. Sa dami na napag-usapan natin about NFTs, about the risks involved, kung sino yung mga pwede lang mag-invest dito sa tingin natin, and ano ba dapat na perspective ng isang tao na gustong pumasok sa NFT. Eto, can NFTs ultimately make this world a better place?
Grabe naman. Pang Mr. Universe.
Miss Universe. Gusto ko itanong to kay Mark Zuckerberg.
And sige, no, for me, no, napaka-cynic nung question na yun. And the reason bakit sinabi kong very cynic siya, kasi when you say make this world a better place, ang pinanggalingan mo doon, hindi kasi siya good enough. Tama, no? Ang daming conversations about making the world a better place, and the core of it really is, it's not good enough, which is why we need to get better. It's not good enough. So, for me, it's very cynic. But cynicism aside, no, it actually depends how far it will go. No? Definitely, it would shape the future. Kasi tignan mo, if we can leverage the blockchain technology and tokenization of off-chain assets, meaning hindi digital assets, no? Yung bang physical talaga, like bottled wines, no? For instance, real estate, kanina pinag-uusapan natin, about health records, identities, and even governance like election. It would facilitate the commerce, lessen red tape, and probably corruption, and hopefully, as you alluded, make this world a better place.
Very well said. Contestant number 456. Oo nga, no? Maganda yung mga tinouch mo na points doon eh. Dahil ako talaga, I wanna use technology to improve the lives of so many people. And I think NFTs can actually do that sa mundo natin ngayon na sobrang dami ng complications and hopefully masolve siya ng gantong klase ng technology. Kaya nga, we put our money dito sa gantong klase ng investments because we are the believers of such technologies. Yon. So brother, ang dami natin na pag-usapan and alam ko, kulang ang isang oras para pag-usapan ng mundo ng NFTs and I hope na madala pa ulit kita dito para pag-usapan yung mga advanced topics about NFTs. Okay? And ngayon, kung gusto malaman ng mga audience natin kung saan kanila pwede makita, ano ba yung mga sinusupport mo ngayon, like itong Tama Droid, can you tell us more about this and saka namin mako-contact, bro?
Yeah, sige. Siguro before ko gawin yun, gusto ko lang magpasalamat, no, Jay, for inviting me here. And I would love, no, a follow-up dun sa medyo intermediate or advanced level na kasi we laid down the foundation na naman anyways, no. Siguro as part of my closing, really, no, what I would suggest and highly suggest, no, is you start now. Meaning, if you haven't invested yet, invest now. Now, anong i-invest mo? At least time. Time to understand that space. Doon ka mag-start. Kasi, it's going to shape the future big time. Whether it's going to stay the same with mass adoption or transform into a completely different monster, only time will tell. Ngayon, kung sino ang magtatalpak ng pera, ibang usapan na yon, di ba? Ibang usapan na yon kasi it's now a question of whether you're capable or not. It now goes back to the personal finance fundamentals of how well do you manage your cash? And do you have an emergency fund? How are you with your debt journey? Puro utang ka na nga, tapos iniisip mo pang ipangutang yung pambili mo ng NFT? Diyos ko, die. And coverages, health insurance, life insurance, and other insurance for high-value assets. dapat yan yung pinoproblema mo before you even think of putting money. Kasi otherwise, the crazy world of crypto market, NFT included, will mess you up if you don't have solid foundation. Now, again, if you haven't started, start today. Start with NFT games. Yan lagi yung pitch ko. Why? Why? Because, NFT games, it has a zero to low barrier to entry. Napakababa nung starting yan. Meron pa nga wala eh. And it introduces you to blockchain, crypto, and NFTs. So natatouch mo na yun. And there's a social platform to connect. Kasi may mga naglalaro ng games eh. Tama? Ngayon, since nandito na rin ako, and thank you Jay for giving me this opportunity, ako i-promote, diba? Yung up-and-coming 3D NFT game na Tamadroid. Which by the way, fellow kabayans, developed ito ng fellow Filipino. Overcast Games. Paki-check nyo po yan, I lead, the PH community kasi may separate communities yan. And our vision really is to have a million-strong community growing together in the area of financial and digital literacies. You could learn crypto and personal finance habang nakatambay ka sa group at naglalaro. Nandiyan si Jay. Promote ko yung mga podcast ni Jay dyan.
Oo nga.
Again, if you have time, check it out. Tamadroid PH Official. Nasa Facebook yan.
Yan. Sige, I will also have to check that. Nandun ako sa group, pero ano lang ako eh. Na lurker, kumbaga. Kasi nga, gusto ko rin siyang intindihin. Nandun pa ako sa Axie. Sabi ko, ang daming pagbabago sa Axie. Tapos may Tamadroid. So, tignan ko paano rin ako magiging involved dito sa space na to. Lalo na if gawa siya ng Filipinos. And again, if it will help so many more Filipinos na maintindihan ang crypto space. Okay? Bago sila maglagay ng decent amount of money, mag-invest muna sila ng oras understanding this particular space. And ang Facebook mo, bro, nakita ko dito si itong Arlan V, right? At Counting G's.
Yes.
Yan, tama ba ito?
I do have a personal, siguro blog na lang, so to speak, which hindi ko pa siya masyadong pinopromote, pero thank you Jay, for putting it here. It's my personal blog lang. Sabi ko kasi before, I'm not only fond of accounting numbers, I'm also fond of counting my blessings. At every time na gusto ko mag-express ng gratitude, naisip ko i-share. Siyempre, yung iba private. Gusto ko isulat dyan. So, pwede nyo tignan yan. But that's not heavily promoted. But thank you, Jay.
Again, that's Arlan V sa Facebook. Yan, oo. So, yun, guys. That wraps our episode for today. But before I let you go, I hope you can listen to the other episodes of Pera and Purpose Podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and other podcast streaming platforms. If you prefer watching the video of this episode, you can go to my YouTube channel, KKJ, and if you want to schedule a financial coaching session with me, just message me on my LinkedIn or Facebook page, Purpose Driven Finance. By the way, meron na tayong Discord community, kagagawa ko lang nitong last episode natin. Pwede nyo siyang hanapin by visiting www.jadriantolentino.com/community. Ayan! Time sinabi. Okay, again, this is Kuya Jay, together with Bro Arlan, telling you to prosper with a purpose. See you sa ating next episode.